Hey folks, Julie Sawchuk here. I'm so excited to show you this that I hardly even know where to start, but we're in the kitchen, so that's where we're going to start. We are in a brand new build. This is an affordable housing project here in Huron County, and I am so excited to show you what is possible. Here we go into the kitchen first. So it's a nice big L-shaped kitchen, no island that you gotta kind of work around. We're gonna start by looking at the roll under space. We've got 3 different places for roll under. We've got the sink, which is nice and shallow. I've got some sort of tall boots on, so my knees are a little bit higher than they normally are, and I still have at least an inch between my knee and the bottom of that sink. Easy to reach the tap. We've got a spray handle as well. Both are working, makes for cleanup easier. So there's the sink. Nice color contrast of the sink between the sink and the counter itself. And then if we come over here, equal knee clearance under the cooktop. Again, color contrast between the cooktop and the counter. Elements along the side of the oven, so that is safer rather than having to reach behind hot elements. This is a flush cooktop. It's black with a whitish background counter. The controls are push and turn, so it does require a bit of strength and dexterity. And automatically it's hot. So this is obviously not an induction because I wouldn't be able to feel that heat if it were. Induction is a safer option. And what I'd like to see is color contrast around the element, around each element. It's a black surface. If there was a white border around each element, it would be easier for someone with vision loss to see that they've got their pot, their frying pan, whatever, in the spot where the heat is going to be turned on. And if you notice, when I turn that on, there is a red light that turns on to say that it's on. So visually, if you can't see that, you wouldn't know necessarily that your element is on. And check this out. Oh, look where the switch is for the range hood. Right in front. No need to reach up. There are buttons up there, but I'm not reaching those ones. And there's an outlet on the front right here as well. And that this is like the immersion blender, or maybe it's your slow cooker. That makes it really easy to reach that outlet. You'll notice that there are outlets along the back side of the counter. So those are going to be the things that you plug in and keep plugged in, like your coffee maker or your toaster oven, things that you aren't moving around. And then we have another really big workspace here. So there's counter, it's all roll under, and you'll notice that this workspace is actually even lower than this. So let's do some measuring. So we can talk about the actual height. The height of the counter is 33. The knee clearance is 27. So that's for the sink and for the cooktop. And then we've got the workspace that has knee clearance, and the height of the counter is 30, just about 30. This is a great way to demonstrate the need for a lower work surface for something like chopping. Because if you're chopping at a surface that's this high, you don't quite get the same amount of leverage that you do if you are chopping at a surface that is this height. So it's a little bit safer for food prep. Now we're going to look at the storage. It is a small kitchen, and when you create all of this roll under space, you do lose some storage that would otherwise be under the counters. So it's about being creative and finding other ways to place kitchen items. So we've got above the counter. We've got some open storage that's low and mostly reachable. So, you know, easy to pile some plates there or some coffee cups, something like that. We've got storage above. Show you how I can reach. I can open it and I might be able to reach stuff off that second shelf. But again, that open shelf is available. But check this out. Above the sink storage that comes down to you. Love it. It's brilliant. It's not mechanical. It's whatever that is, hydraulic. Easy to reach everything on these bottom shelves and top the front row of things here. And then, you know, you've got a tool or a pair of tongs or something that you're going to get some lighter stuff off of those top shelves. Easy to reach. Underneath, we've got lots of drawers, and these are actually pretty big. So nice space for all of your cooking supplies that you want to have right beside the stove. So lots of drawer space there. I have seen kitchen designs where there's roll under, but then there's also an extra set of drawers here as well. So in this space underneath the cabinet that is at the knee height, that could be pull out and, you know, whatever, storing tea towels or garbage bags or whatever. There's always lots of things that needs to be stored in a kitchen. So there's another opportunity to change how the millwork design is done so that that is also storage all the way under here. So all of these are nice and open. That makes it easier to reach things with a reacher, for example, if they're lighter things. Got another cupboard here for the things that you want to have hidden. And then we come around to the other side of the fridge. We've got some nice wide drawers here, so a little bit bigger space. And look, we've got a drop zone. That relates to the oven. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Some more bigger storage space here. And check out this pantry. How awesome is this? Pull out 6 shelves, 5 that I can reach. And really easy to open and close. We've got a drop zone here. And 2 big drawers under the oven. So it's a nice big fridge. The handle's actually on the side and it's like a finger groove kind of handle. So some people might find that challenging from a dexterity perspective. Maybe having a handle on the outside would be better. The great thing about this kind of fridge is it's easy to switch the direction that the door opens. So freezer, I prefer freezer on top compared to freezer on bottom. I feel like I'm in the fridge more often than I'm in the freezer, so I can reach the bottom shelf and everything that's in the door of the fridge, the door of the freezer. And lots of space, and I can reach most of the way. I can reach all the way to the back of the fridge there. So I can reach everything in the fridge. And I'm way more pulling stuff out of the fridge than I am out of the freezer. The oven, so it's a wall-mounted oven. It's not massive, but it's totally adequate for a one-person unit that this is. So ideally, this would be a wall oven with a side swing door, one way or the other. I'm not really sure which would be better in this setup. But this is a bottom hinge instead of a side hinge. So you can pull something out, you can maybe put it on the door. I'm not sure what the load capacity of the door is, but that's why this is here. So if this drop zone would be used if this were a side swing, you would then be able to pull out your hot thing and drop it right onto that little bit of counter for safe extraction from the oven. So a bit of a conflict in terms of the door and this drop zone, but still this is like one of my favorite parts of my own kitchen is my drop zone. It is electric. They are push buttons that there's no tactile to this and there's no audible to this. So controlling this, somebody with vision loss controlling this, it would be a challenge for sure. And I'm not sure what the fix is for that. A different appliance. Outlets and switches are all at a great height. You'll notice that they're actually all at the same height. So makes you not have to lean over to plug something in. Boom, you've got it plugged in. The other thing while we're here that I want to point out is that's a visual fire alarm. So for somebody who is not able to hear that there is an emergency, they will see that flashing light, which is fabulous. While we're talking about switches and controls, you can see again another outlet that's at an accessible height, and the thermostat. Thermostat is easily within reach. I can see it. I don't have to reach really high. There's no glare on the screen. It's not tactile, like there's no braille, but there are buttons. Obviously, I don't know how this works because, so switching it on, switching it off, pushing the buttons for the temperature up and down, that I think is pretty straightforward. It also, you can set the time and all of that. So great setup there. Here we are in the bathroom of this 1-bedroom unit. And you can see we've got a tall toilet, open front seat, seat lid, flush on the transfer side, L-bar, rear bar, and a fold down bar. Not my favorite fold down bar, but it's still a fold down bar. Super helpful for somebody that needs to lean both directions when they're sitting on the toilet, or somebody that has strength on one side and not the other side. So it's usable for lots of different people. And then we've got a roll under sink. I can see my face. I've got an outlet right here. I would have liked to see the sink a little bit closer to the front edge of the counter. Getting my chin over with the whole teeth brushing thing, that would be a challenge here. So that can either be accomplished by having knee clearance that's a little bit deeper, or a sink that's closer, or I guess less deep, less counter depth here. A little towel hook there, nice, easy to operate lever tap. You can see my face in the mirror, nice lighting, and a little bit of bathroom storage in this little cubby, which is fabulous. Using the wall cavity. The outlets, easily within reach. I want to point out also the nice color contrast between the floor and the wall. This, I don't know, maybe it's vinyl. I'm going to have to ask what the flooring material is. But it feels like it's got some texture to it, which will help make it a little bit more slip resistant, because bathrooms, wet floors and slipperiness, they don't go well together. So that's the sink and the toilet. And we're gonna flip around and show you this amazing roll-in shower. Here we are in the shower. That's all it takes to get in and out. There is a little lip, but it's very minor. So we've got a really nice bench. It's not the teeniest one, but it's big. It's got a vertical bar on both sides, and a horizontal bar that is easy to reach while you're seated on that bench. You can also reach the controls. I would be moving, whoops. Ooh, I'm getting wet. I would be moving that right into the lowest position so that I can reach it when I'm sitting on that bench. And I'm actually going to do that. Put my brakes on. So I'm going to transfer to the bench and show you what that feels like. Nice height, easy to get across. And then I'm going to lift my feet off the foot plate and get my chair out of the shower. And then of course I would pull that shower curtain across. That's going to keep my chair dry. Notice how I'm leaning on the horizontal portion. That is the most useful part when you don't have core support, because you need to lean on something in order to reach, your soap and shampoo. We've got a nice recessed soap holder here. I want to point it so that it's pointing at me and not out of the shower. But again, I would have that shower curtain there to keep water in the tub, not the tub, in the shower. So this is great. Personally, I would like this to be padded, but not everybody requires padding. So that would be something that I would add to this bench if I were living here. So now I've had a shower, I put a towel down on my chair, and I lift myself back into my chair. And I'm back right out. So that threshold is, it's about 3/4 of an inch, not even. It's a pocket door. And how great is this handle? Because it's not one of those like teeny tiny get your fingers in here devices where it takes a lot of dexterity. This is easy closed fist operation. Now there is no lock on the door, but this is a 1-bedroom unit. So a closed door is a locked door in a lot of people's minds. Color contrast around all the door frames. Okay, we're in the bedroom here. It's not massive, but it serves its purpose. Face space for a bed, raised outlets, and a closet. Sliding door, low hanging height, nice reachable shelf. Door space that's wide enough that I can actually get in to the closet to reach everything. And then if I turn around here, you can see the windows. I want to show you the height and the reach and the action of the locking mechanism. There's only one lock, so there's no second lock up top that you can't reach. And easy crank. I think that's open. Closed fist, easy crank. Whew, hold it there. And easy to lock. So there's the bedroom. This is a ground level unit. So it's not a patio, but it's access to the outside. And I wanted to show you that it's actually accessible. I know it's really bright out here and there's some snow, but I can roll right out onto the patio with no issues whatsoever. It's a very common experience to not be able to get out onto a patio, whether it's on a second story or above. So just being able to roll right out, because it's a swing door instead of a sliding door, then we've got really easy access to the outside from the unit. There are 2 closets in this unit, and I wanted to just show you color contrast around the door, lever handle, and wide enough that I can get right into the closet and reach, 2 shelves plus whatever's on the floor. I would use my reacher to get anything else up there. Getting through the closet door is really, really important. The other closet's right here. And this is a hanging closet with 1 shelf. Common spaces in a multi-story unit building are often forgotten about in terms of accessibility. So here we are in the laundry room, and the laundry door has a power door opener on it. So you've got a laundry basket, you just hit your hip against that power door opener and boom, you get the door open. We've got roll under workspaces. We've got a roll under sink, so I can come in and do whatever hand washing I need to do here. Easy to reach, nice big sink. And the appliances, notice they're not stacked. So I can get both access to the washer and the dryer, and I can reach the controls. If I saddle up nice and close, I can reach over the top. It's pretty deep. I can almost reach to the bottom. I probably might bring my reacher in. You know how sometimes socks get stuck at the bottom. But still totally usable. And the same for the dryer, front load dryer. It's coin wash. Might be challenging from a dexterity perspective. All within reach. Almost reaching the bottom. So yeah, making the common spaces, if you've got a common kitchen area or a lounge, making sure that all of those spaces have the power door openers, that they have color contrast, that they have a variety of ways of working or sitting. There's 2 heights of counter here for folding stations, and it's nice and clean and bright. It's lovely.